Russia's anti-satellite weapons test has garnered a lot of backlash. The US has branded it, quote-unquote, a reckless mission. Let's break it down for you. On the 15th of November, Russia tested an anti-satellite missile. This targeted one of its own satellites in space. It was a 1982 Soviet signals intelligence satellite that has not been operational for many decades now. But the test led to a huge cloud of debris, close to 1,500 pieces of waste currently floating in space due to the strike. After the backlash, Russia's space agency said that the main priority is safety of all crew members in the International Space Station. This comes after Washington and NASA were furious with Moscow. The debris is causing a direct risk to astronauts aboard the International Space Station.
The test has so far generated over 1,500 pieces of trackable orbitable debris and hundreds of thousands of pieces of smaller orbital debris that now threaten the interests of all nations. In addition, this test will significantly increase the risk to astronauts and cosmonauts on the International Space Station, as well as to other human spaceflight activities. Russia's dangerous and irresponsible behavior jeopardizes the long-term sustainability of outer space and clearly demonstrates that Russia's claims of opposing the weaponization of space are disingenuous and hypocritical. The United States will work with our allies and partners to respond to Russia's irresponsible act.
NASA Administrator Bill Nelson also said that he was outraged by Russia's carelessness. In a statement, he said, with its long and storied history in human spaceflight, it is unthinkable that Russia would endanger not only the American and international partner astronauts on the ISS, but also their own cosmonauts. Right after the test, the crew aboard the space station were awakened and asked to close the hatches. Currently, 4 Americans, a German and 2 Russians are part of the crew. They were asked to take shelter in their return ships, known as the Safe Haven Alarm Procedure. Astronauts are trained to resort to this procedure only in the event of an emergency that might force evacuation. NASA says that the International Space Station continues to pass near or through the debris cloud every 90 minutes. Experts say it could take up to 10 years before the cloud clears up completely. Though the Russian Defense Ministry admitted to destroying one of its satellites during the test, its Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov dismissed U.S. accusations targeting Russia and saying that and dismissing the claim that Russia was creating risks for peaceful use of space.
Заявлять, что Российская Федерация создает риски для деятельности по мирному использованию космического пространства, но это по меньшей мере лицемерие. Как вы правильно сказали, фактов никаких нет. Соединенные Штаты призывают, как они выражаются, разработать универсальные нормы для освоения космического пространства. Но почему-то при этом уже многие годы игнорируют инициативу России и Китая о подготовке договора о предотвращении гонки вооружений в космическом пространстве. Просто игнорируют, настаивая на разработке, как я сказал, каких-то правил универсальных норм поведения. Но при этом сами Соединенные Штаты эту гонку вооружений развивают самым активным образом.
The move reignites concerns about the growing space arms race. Anti-satellite weapons are high-tech missiles possessed by only a few countries. India carried out a similar operation in 2019. The United States shot down a satellite in 2008, and China also demonstrated a similar knockout in 2007. And earlier we spoke to our correspondent Julia Chapman from Moscow. Take a look.
It's certainly interesting because space is one of the rare areas of cooperation between the US and Russia, indeed between Russia and many Western countries, but certainly the US being the most noteworthy. They've been cooperating in space for several decades now, ever since the space race wound down at the end of the Cold War, and it has been hailed as an opportunity for the two countries to communicate in some field when there are very, very rare areas of agreement between the two countries. So any jeopardy to that collaboration certainly puts the two countries at risk more generally, more broadly. It removes the possibility of further dialogue. And it's certainly concerning that NASA has come out so strongly saying that this was a reckless move, putting people at risk. And Roscosmos is denying that there is any danger for them. But the two space agencies have a bit of a tense relationship. So anything that puts that further at risk could be very damaging to the US-Russia relationship indeed.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.